When did 15 minutes change everything? When did 15 minutes change everything? For me, it was the exact window between my boyfriend texting me that he loved me, and the moment I walked into his apartment, only to find him in bed with my best friend. Sounds like a cliché rom-com setup, right? Except, for me, it unraveled into something way darker. And then, finally, a messy, satisfying sort of justice. So here's the backstory. My boyfriend, let's call him Mark, and I had been together for 3 years. We lived together, shared a dog, the whole domestic bliss package. I was genuinely happy, maybe a little blind to some of the red flags. She had a sketchy past with drugs and petty crime in his early 20s, which he swore he left behind. I trusted him because my best friend Emily is complicated. She's been this wild card in my life forever. Sometimes unreliable, sometimes my rock, and no stranger to drama. She's the type who always ends up in toxic relationships or hanging with bad crowds, but I thought she cared about me. She'd never been the outright jealous type, but we hadn't exactly been tight lately. She'd been acting weird, elusive, but I chalked it up to her usual nonsense. Alright, so the night everything changed. I was out late at work, a charity fundraiser event that sucked all my energy and patience dry. Mark texts me out of the blue. I just want to say, I love you, no matter what happens. I was in the elevator, phone in hand, heart feeling weirdly warm. 15 minutes later, the elevator doors open, and I'm standing in the hallway of our apartment building. I'm usually chill about going in when he's home. This time I decided to surprise him. Maybe he wanted to talk. Maybe this love text was a prelude to something bigger. I buzzed his apartment, heard the door unlock, and as I stepped inside, the smell hit me first perfume that wasn't mine. Then, the sight Mark sprawled on the couch, half naked, and Emily sitting beside him, wrapped around him like some twisted consolation prize. I froze. I could hear them laughing, mocking, scared, desperate. Emily's phone buzzed. I glanced down, and it's a text from someone named Jules reading the cops are downstairs. Get out now! Then I see the back door wide open, and my fucking heart drops. Mark's past wasn't as clean as I thought. Unbeknownst to me, he'd gotten sucked back into a dangerous game, selling heroin for some major players I'd never even met. And Emily? She was his mule, or worse, a lookout who owed someone debt, and thought riding with Mark's setup would keep her safe. The cops were onto them, staging a bust based on months of investigation. I stayed quiet, slipped into the kitchen, and called 911. Yeah, I snitched on my boyfriend and my best friend. It felt like betrayal, but you better believe it was the only right call. The next 15 minutes were pure chaos. Sirens blaring, Mark scrambling, Emily hysterical, me just an invisible shadow in the background. Mark got arrested right there in our living room. Emily ran but was caught a few blocks away. The cops later told me the apartment was a hub for trafficking local junkies, and they'd been scaling up significantly over the last 2 months. That text from Mark about love turned out to be code to move product or something equally sneaky. Here's where the sweet revenge kicks in. Before all this, I had caught whispers at work that Mark was trying to cozy up to my boss, hoping to get a promotion or favor him with bribes and drugs. Normally, I'd have confronted him directly, but instead I emailed my boss an anonymous tip with screenshots from Mark's texts, details of their drug dealings, his manipulations, and plans to launder money through that company. My boss took swift action, firing Mark and cutting ties immediately. The company of I didn't bite. I blocked her on everything and focused on healing. My life after that 15-minute nightmare was messy, sure, but it was the moment I refused to be the fool anymore, the moment I took control back from the lies, the drugs, and the deceit. It blindsided me, but I survived it, and honestly, I think I ended up stronger because of it. So yeah, sometimes 15 minutes can demolish your